Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Ronan Plays Games. I'm Ronan, your host. I'm picking back up with The Long Dark, which is a game that I've been recently playing and streaming. Mostly because I think it's quite honestly just this nifty, hidden little gem of a game. Now, when we last left off, I had moved everything over from the gas station that I was in into a house. Well, I've been doing a little bit of kind of off-camera running around and investigation of the area that I set up in, which is Mystery Lake. Or no, I'm sorry, I'm in the coastal town area. Mystery Lake's another area that I can go and explore, but I haven't gone up there yet. At the moment, I'm actually getting ready to head on out to Desolation Point because I want to go out there because there are some items and resources out there that would be very, very useful for me to have. Such as there's a couple of coal mines that I can go and raid and get coal, and I can also see if I can't find some more useful items that I need, like rifle ammunition, and or possibly a hunting rifle. So that's kind of my goal for this section, or at least for this stream, is I'm going to try and find a hunting rifle. Now, the hunting rifle can be found in a couple of different locations. There's a couple of locations up in Mystery Lake that have a chance to spawn a hunting rifle. So I'll probably actually head out to Mystery Lake first, and then I'll go back over to Desolation Point and go run through the mines and kind of pick up some coal and set up a little bit of a resource cache out there, because there's a forge out in Desolation Point, which is something that I would need for making my own weaponry, like making my own improvised hatchets and improvised knives. You know, just kind of some extra things to have and take care of, because eventually the equipment that I do currently have is going to start breaking down. You know, unless I just luck out and I find a great deal of, like, whetstone resources, which I can use to sharpen my axe blades and my knife blades to kind of keep them in decent condition. Eventually they're going to break, and I'm just going to have to harvest them back down for spare parts. Now, that being said, let's get on with the show, shall we? So, as you can see, I am back in my house. I still have the well-fed achievement, the well-fed condition modifier, because I have been very lucky in finding reasonable amounts of food and water. And speaking of food, I should probably actually munch on something here, because I'm getting ready to... that's better. I'm getting ready to go march off and go and find things. Something interesting that I have noticed about this playthrough, though, and I think it's a bit of a bug, is things have been regenerating as I have been coming back into the game. Like this piece of firewood, which I have used several times already, keeps reappearing. These work boots have changed into a couple of decent other I mean, I've got like three pairs of trail boots here, one pair of decent ski boots, and now these... I have found yet another pair of trail boots. And... okay. I could use this. And they're not in the greatest condition, but... whatever. There's one newsprint roll. There's 2 newsprint rolls. Now, I have moved things, so hopefully that will change it. This has changed a couple of times. Like, I logged back in and I got this fisherman's sweater. So, like, things are kind of... But I logged in once and I got these mucklucks. Things have been getting kind of buggy. Like, I've had 4 pairs of jeans spawn in this area here underneath the bed. This sink keeps reproducing flares. This bathtub in here keeps producing underwear and toilet paper. It keeps producing underwear and newspaper. I've had a flare reappear here. I've had a couple of cans of soda show up. I've had like 3 cans of peaches that have shown up. So it's kind of weird because I think the loot table keeps resetting every time I log back in. And I don't know what's going on. I mean, I'm not complaining, but at the same time, it's weird. Oh, great. As you can see at the moment, I have walked out into some rather inclement weather. Which I could kind of try and wait out for a little while if I felt so inclined. And just see if it cleared up. But at the same time, I don't really want to do that because I don't want to lose... I don't want to lose any more time than I already have. Because I spent a couple of days, like, just down in this area, in game time, mind you, running around and collecting resources and scavenging materials and doing things of that nature. Excuse me, I have a tickle in my throat. I was mowing my lawn yesterday, which is part of the reason why you didn't see me online and doing any live streams. I was taking care of stuff here at the house. And I inhaled a blade of grass. So my throat's been kind of itchy a little bit. So if you see me slugging back water regularly, that's why. Alright, let's check out this car and see if there's anything useful in here. No. At least not in the back seat. What about in the front? Newsprint.
Wonder if this is any good to eat.
I really don't need any more matches. Like, I'm good. I have plenty of those. I'm actually doing fairly good for weight management. Like, I'm not carrying... Oh, my. Okay. I'm not carrying a lot of stuff with me right now because the rifle that I'm going to go out and try and find is actually kind of heavy, as you would expect a wood and steel rifle to be. So I'm headed over here towards, like, the logging camp area, which is an area that I bypassed initially on my way in, because I wanted to get over to the houses where I was, and I wanted to get set up with a base and kind of start establishing myself. Excuse me. So that I had an area of operations to basically explore and scavenge from. do we have in here? Oh, we've got a little house. It looks like not a whole heck of a lot in it. We've got some lantern fuel. That's always useful.
Hope I can still eat this.
I'll take that. You're useful. Water is always good to have.
I think I can use this.
Emergency stims are very, very good things. Oh, hey. But they are also very rare. Like, collectively, in all of my playthroughs, I think I have only found... I want to say 5 or 6 at any one given time.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
I've been fighting revolver ammunition all over the place, though, which is a good thing. That was a very good find, even though it's not necessarily in the best condition. It's still a very good find. That's one of the best sweaters that you can get in this game.
Could end up being useful.
I can make use of those even if they aren't necessarily particularly good pants. It never hurts to have an extra backup layer. And if push comes to shove, I can always just harvest them out. So I'm not terribly concerned with what I find, or at least not terribly concerned with the condition of the things that I find, because everything ultimately serves a purpose. And I want to know how that's a 2-story... Oh, okay. It actually is a 2-story house. I was going to say, I want to know how that's a 2-story house. It's only got like a 1-story... Oh, RNGesus, you suck. Normally you can enter that house, but... Again, the game will just randomly decide... that,
I could use this.
I'll leave that. The game will randomly decide that certain houses are boarded up and inaccessible, that certain houses are burnt down and ultimately inaccessible. And then in some instances, like
This stuff will come in handy.
okay, I can actually make use of you. In some instances, like, you'll come into a location like this trailer here, and you'll find some really decent stuff, or you'll find a dead guy. Well, in that case, I'll find a dead guy with nothing useful on him. Oh, hey, more accelerant.
That'll come in handy.
Oh, you're in crappy condition, so I'm not going to take you anywhere. No, I'm not going to bring you. Oh. Why do you have to suck so much? Okay. I'm going to take that because I can take it back to my base camp. Like right now, I'm going to go run back to my base camp house and drop that off, because that is a spectacular find. Even though, like, right here is the road that I need to take. Okay, random invisible wall. That was odd. I think right here's the road I need to take to get up to Mystery Lake, which is where I'm going to go and try and find my hunting rifle. But that jerry can find was a very, very good find, because it had almost 3 liters of lamp fuel in it, which, instead of having to lug around like a whole bunch of little bottles of lantern fuel, like little kerosene bottles, I've got enough fuel now to basically refuel my lantern 3 times in this particular jerry can, and in the one that I got back at my base camp already, I think I've got like another 1.5 liters. So I've got enough to refuel my lantern a whole lot, which is great, because that means that I can, break my storm lantern out and use it with a bit more impunity, and not necessarily need to worry too terribly much about fuel at the moment. But I do still need to kind of conserve it, and I do still need to kind of try and find more jerry cans that I can, then hike back out here. Or, I can find them and I can set up a supply cache in another location where I can just, store some stuff. Because as I've mentioned in previous streams, like, having several supply caches and supply depots set up is something that you really actually need to do. I think something bit me on my arm last night. It's kind of itchy. I'm sorry about that. But having a few supply depots set up, and just areas where you can go, to resupply and rest and recover in the event of, being cut off due to inclement weather, or basically being stuck. Because of hostile wildlife, or exhaustion, or food and water resources running out. Like, having supply depots and supply caches set up is paramount for survival. I do not... Stop trying to give me matches I don't need anymore. I've got a shitload of them. I can get in you? Huh. It's kind of cool. I can use you as a bit of a shelter. But that's, like, it. I don't have my sleeping bag, so I can't exactly take a nap in you. Newspaper. Now, what would be nice is if, like, you could use your matches and such to light. How much do I have in you? 1.7 liters. Okay, so that's actually really, really good. It's really good, because that's over like 4.5 liters of lantern fuel. So I'm actually doing really spectacular with that. Okay, just out of curiosity. Alright, the sewing kit has not reproduced. It's certain items keep reappearing, and I don't quite understand why. Okay, so the weather has cleared up a bit, which is good. As you saw earlier on in the stream, it was kind of snowing and overcast, and I was worried that it was actually going to develop into a blizzard, which would not have done me any amount of good, because then I would have had to shelter up someplace, and I would have been stuck for however long it took to pass. And I am not actually... Well, I am carrying a reasonably decent amount of food. I've got almost 2 liters of water, so okay, I'm not doing bad for, like, supplies. I've got 16 rounds for my revolver. So, I'm doing okay for, like, an extended expedition. I'm not doing too terrible, but at the same time, I still kind of don't want to get caught out. And find myself stuck in an area with an insufficient amount of supplies. I don't... Shit. Okay. Oh. Wow, everything is... really bright for some reason. I wonder if that's a side effect of the energy drink. Like, I'm probably going to crash really hard when this is done. Or at least when, like, everything wears off, I'm probably just going to, like, bottom out and crash harder than a Cessna into a mountainside. But we'll find out. Like, the energy drink is a new mechanic. I don't really know anything about it. This is the first time I've ever used one. So I will find out basically how bad is this going to screw me over when the effect wears off here in just a couple of minutes. Because I legitimately, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, this is the right way over to Mystery Lake, which is where I need to ultimately wind up for my quest to find my hunting rifle. Yeah. Yeah, it's an effect of the, it's an effect of the energy drink. Interesting.
That didn't work.
Okay, so that's a unique status debuff. And interesting, but definitively unique. Oh, and it's also doing, like, funny things to my hearing, too. Okay, so I didn't crash that hard, which I'm kind of grateful for. But at the same time, I do still kind of need to get on with getting where I need to go. I've used about half of my day. That's... You're new? I don't remember you being here. Because you are new, I think.
I could use this.
Admittedly, I could, but at the same time, not really. Hey, you're useful to have. At this point in the game, at least where I stand in terms of supplies, how much do you weigh? 0.2 of a kilo. I'll take you because I can use you for some repairs. Or I currently stand with supplies like I can be a little bit more selective about the food resources that I pick up because I mostly kind of want high caloric content foods because those provide me with the most benefit. So like the tomato soup, the pork and beans, peanut butter if I can find it, sweetened condensed milk if I can find it, and like the various forms of meat that I can get from hunting, such as venison and rabbit and moose. I think you can also use as a food source, but I don't know. It is kind of boring, and it is very, very white, but it's white because there's a whole shitload of snow. And it's sort of like Canadian Home Invasion Simulator, really. I was answering one of my friends in chat. Oh, good, the rail line. The game is called The Long Dark, and it's basically like a survival game where you are stranded in the great white northern wilderness of the Canadian expanse, and you basically have to break into people's homes, and there's nobody around, and steal all of their shit in order to not die. So it's kind of cool, but at the same time, it's also very dependent upon RNG. I actually, for my playthroughs, if you go back and review my old streams, I have gotten some really fantastically amazing pulls for my searches, but at the same time, I've also just gotten fucked on a lot of my searches for stuff. Yes, I want to leave Coastal Highway. Oh, sweet coal. Please don't let me fall to my death. Please don't let me fall to my death. Oh, God, they changed the noises. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. I didn't sprain my ankle. I have the affliction risk of spraining my ankle because I'm tired. And because my gear is heavy. As you gain fatigue, like, your maximum carry weight goes down. Oh, God, I hate crossing this. I like this a lot better when it was silent. Like, don't get me wrong, the fact that they changed it so it creaks and makes noise and generally just makes your asshole suck itself to your seat is great, but at the same time it is also just insanely unnerving because I keep expecting the thing to collapse underneath me. Oh, dude, more like pucker factor 100. Because hearing that thing creak and make noise, especially since it's very easy to fall off of that. I have done it before, and I have, like, screamed all the way to the bottom and splattered. Just, come on. Let me... There's nothing. There is no running anything at the moment. It is kind of a post-apocalyptic, but not really. The world has experienced a geomagnetic disaster, and there is no electricity, no running water, no working gas, no working cars. Nothing. Everything is basically fucked. Because I regret nothing. Actually, no, I'd regret everything. Oh, they've expanded this area. Because, like, a massive solar flare just screwed up the magnetosphere. So, hello, random invisible wall. So, yeah, like this giant solar flare just fucked the magnetosphere. And nothing functions anymore. So, like, all the trains are shut down, all technology is useless. Hello, dinner. How did I miss you both? Like, that's some bullshit. Come here, bunny.
Yeah, I feel so tired.
Sorry, I keep hitting that button because I'm used to C being crouch. Come here, rabbit. Thank you.
There's a road ahead.
But with the magnetosphere no longer sufficiently doing its job, like there's no electricity, nothing runs, no trains, no planes, Zippo.
Nobody needs this anymore.
That's a great question. The reason why I took 2 shots is because I missed. The revolver, apparently I need to be like less than 4 feet away from them, because otherwise your shots go way wild. And yeah, like the way that they set some things up, particularly with the firearms in this game, just confuses the shit out of me. Hello, dead body that I'm going to loot. And of course you have nothing in you. Hello, dead body's backpack that has nothing in it either. That's great. Oh, lovely, it's snowing. How's my clothing? Okay, my pants are getting kind of wet. Oh, my balaclava? Yeah, like... The joke is that it's Canadian Home Invasion Simulator, but the reality of it is, with the balaclava and the, like... The long wool scarf that I have going, I'm like... Canadian jihadist. I don't know how I brew bark into a restorative tea, but apparently I can. So I'm going to collect some of it. I didn't bring a bedroll with me, did I? No, I didn't, because I'm a dumbass. Son of a bitch. And there's really no shelter out here for me to sleep in at the moment. Shit. Hello, dear. Oh, good, there's the railway.
I'm so tired, I could just lay down right here.
Yes, I know. You're exhausted, Commander Shepard. Great, I can't run. Come on, you tired bitch. I've only got a little bit further to go before I can make you lay down and take a nap. I know there's some shelters in this area, I just don't know precisely where they are. Not enough flannel to be a Canadian. I harvested all of my flannel, actually. And I think I've got a toque somewhere in there. Do I? What do I have for head accessory? No, I don't, actually. I do not have a toque. Otherwise, I'd be running around in a white toque with a giant red maple leaf on the front of it. I do, however... I do have a very Canadian sweater. I'm just not wearing it at the moment because I need to repair it. Yes, leave the fucking ravine, Jesus. Oh, thank fuck. Actually, I'm warm as fuck. I have coffee back at my base camp, which I just came from. Fortunately, however, I have reached one of the locations I wanted to go. Which has beds, so I can sleep.
Could end up being useful.
Are you prophetic? You mentioned coffee, and suddenly I find a tin of coffee. Hey, that's useful.
Stuff will come in handy.
Oh, dick. You'll do. Yeah, searching the first aid kit was useless because there's nothing in there. Clinic? Oh, fuckers. Well, I can repair them at least. Okay. I'll eat you. Because, calories. And then... I'm going to take a nap for a while. Oh, wow, I can actually sleep some more. Okay, I've got a decent amount of moonlight. Can't see fuck all when I go inside places, but at least I can see enough to wander around and not fall off a mountainside and die. There's plenty of wolves, and there's bear and moose. And all three of those will try and maul my face. But I'm doing a sandbox that's tuned to be a bit more forgiving because I haven't played this game in a little while, and they've made a lot of updates and added in some new features. So, like, I kind of didn't remember how to play for a little while. So I just kind of wanted to ease myself back into it instead of, throwing myself balls first into something and lasting for only 15 minutes and dying violently. The next time around when I start a new sandbox, I will... Oh yeah, like, as you saw, I had to eat, I had to drink. Oh, those are useless. You have first aid, where you can treat yourself. You can make fires to get warm, you can make a snow shelter. Like, it's reasonably well tuned, and it's a fun game. And if you are not careful and you don't honestly, pay attention to a lot of things, you will die. And you will die very, very quickly. You'll die of starvation. You'll die of hypothermia. You'll die of freezing to death. The wolves and the bears and the moose out here will eat your face, maul you, and or gore you. It's fairly realistic, well, at least as reasonably realistic as a video game can be. There's some time compression that occurs. So, I don't remember what, the exact math on it is, but, time is sped way up in the game. You have to cook food in order to make it safe to eat. So, anything that you harvest, the 2 rabbits I'm carrying around, I can harvest them, but if I harvest them and then just, eat the meat raw, I can get intestinal parasites, I can get sick. I'll harvest all of you. Oh, good, I am carrying a hunting knife, I didn't remember. No bear tartare.
Too heavy.
Yeah, I know I'm heavy. Fuck off. Anything useful? Pills. Nom 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 crunchy. Hey, breakfast.
Wonder if this is any good to eat.
And extra shit I don't need. Shit. I forgot to bring a cooking pot with me. Come on! Oh, there's not a fire barrel in here, but I will take bullets and a firearm cleaning kit. Thank fuck!
This'll be useful.
Oh man, I need to service that. Okay. Well, that was a lot easier than I actually thought. I found the thing that I was coming over here to find. Now, I am going to head to a location and set up a stockpile. And pray that I find more ammo for my rifle. And I'm going to cook off some of this food. Dude, I'm always searching, like, everything up here. That is realistically the only way to stay alive, is I break into everybody's home and I steal all of their shit. Provided I can find anything resembling a decent amount of rifle ammunition, my life will immensely improve because...
Survived another night.
Oh, no shit, I survived another night. Because now I can actually, like, start hunting and supplementing my food sources with what I can get off the lay of the land. But, and of course the rifle is empty. Because finding a partially loaded rifle would be way too much to ask for. Useless. Oh.
So keep the lamp burning.
Okay, not a bad... sweet. Cooking pot. And... Alright, some wood resources, so... I can at least get a fire going. And some stuff I can break down. And I hate when I do that.
I could use this.
I'll leave that there for right now. Don't exactly need either one of those at the moment. Alright, is there anybody dead up yet?
Gotta take this food.
I'll eat you, even though you're going to make me dehydrated. Oh, look, a book. I can light you on fire. Don't need you. In the wrong condition, anyway. Light you on fire.
This much gear.
Light you on fire. Anything useful? No, no, okay. Stop wasting fuel. Don't ask me how I get grill marks on this shit. I don't know. Particularly not when I'm cooking it in a pot. But yeah, I somehow get grill marks. It's magic. I either paint them on or I just like slap them with a stick a few times. I honestly don't know. Oh, hey, they've changed the model on it. I am carrying way too much stuff. I'm carrying way too much stuff because I have a lot of stuff. Oh, that's right. A wonderfully wet meat slappy sound of harvesting a dead rabbit. Yeah, apparently. Like, it's kind of dumb how much time some things take. But I literally don't question it. It makes sense to them. It does not make sense to me, and yeah, we'll leave it at that. Okay. There's a lot more that I could do here, but I'm actually going to move on to my final destination. Maybe if I drink some water, that'll help reduce some weight. There's a trapper's cabin, a hunting cabin, off over in this general direction that I want to get to because it normally has No, I am not going to drive behind a logging truck on the freeway. Jesus. I should probably re-add my chat box so people can see my incoming chat messages on my stream, and so they can kind of understand that I'm not necessarily having a conversation with myself. There is somebody actually watching my stream, and they're sending me chat messages, and they're all really very silly because it's a very good friend of mine. Which, thanks for tuning in, by the way. You must be incredibly bored if you're watching me live stream. Not that I don't appreciate it, I'm just saying. Well, I am also streaming to YouTube. And occasionally I do stream to Facebook, so... Like, anybody who's watching me on either one of those are not seeing your incoming chat messages because I don't have a chat box on the stream. I used to, and then I took it off because I placed it in a really dumb location. So, it was covering up a great deal of my screen and some of the things that I was doing, but I figure I can put it back. And so people can see what's going on in the background. Please don't turn into a blizzard, because that would kind of suck. And of course, right as I say that, it starts snowing fucking harder. Son of a bitch. Shit. This is exactly what I did not want to occur. And I actually really need to find shelter rapidly now, because otherwise, like, I will freeze to death in a matter of minutes. Shut up! Oh, come on! I'm so close to the hunting cabin, it's not even funny. Get me over this hill. Oh. Please just let me get to the cabin. I'm not asking for much at the moment. I'd like to get to the trapper's cabin. I'd like to hopefully get a fire going. Which please tells me there's some firewood in here. Oh, that'd be useful. God damn it. One of these days I'm going to remember not to do that anytime I want to cry. Are you firewood? Or are you just... Oh, no, you're part of the floor. Okay. I could change the key binding, but then I would fuck up and I would keep hitting control while trying to crouch and opening up my clothing menu. I just got used to playing Warframe again, and I have C bound to toggle crouch. And in this case, I don't want to change anything because that'll fuck everything up. God, I'm panting like a fucking asthmatic. Oh, finally. Oh, damn it. Of course not. Like a dumbass.
Nobody needs this anymore.
I'll take some rifle. Ooh, an MRE. Okay, I'm gonna eat you.
It's starting to weigh me down.
Yeah, I've done that a few times myself. I got back into playing Planetside 2, and I tried bullet jumping. I am not going to burn that. I need that. And it was obnoxious, particularly when playing an infiltrator class. Take it easy. I'm just gonna be here cooking shit.
This stuff will come in handy.
What can I drop in here? I can drop a couple, 3 things.
Just need to close my eyes.
Oh, God. Nom nom. Make some tea.
Could end up being useful.
Another cooking pot. I'd have known that. Alright, so I will take one of those cooking pots with me when I inevitably depart. Okay, now with saves, you'll find a few of them. And you have to figure out what the combination is. It's random, they will always change. So you have to just kind of slowly turn the knob and listen for the tumbler to go. Like that. Now if you go over it, it resets it. Which I'm hopefully not going to do. Because that'll be a piss. Awesome.
That'll come in handy.
East him, flare. That's it? Oh, that's useless. Alright, whatever. I was hoping for way more rifle ammunition than I found, but... I'm still way overloaded. Screw it. I'm going to sleep for a full 12 hours. Okay, so I woke up fully rested. Yay. It's the middle of the night. How many calories do I have? I don't know. Well, I haven't used enough. Have I? Yeah, okay, I'll eat my rabbit. Actually, no, I won't eat my rabbit. What I am going to do is I'm going to call it for a little while here. I do have all of these responsibilities of running my own house. So, I'm going to call it for this episode right now. I will be back probably in another few hours after I have, taken care of eating dinner and doing all of the rest of that fun, wonderful shit that I got to do in order to keep myself fed and my wife happy, because an unhappy wife is a very bad thing. But I will be back here in probably a couple of hours, so if you'd like, you're more than welcome to tune back in. Jordan, if you want to invite other people to tune in and watch the stream and hang out in the chat, be my guest. The more views I get, the better for me. That would be spectacular. But yeah, I'm going to call it for right now. Thank you for tuning in, those of you that did. Join me here in another couple of hours, and I will basically be picking up straight where I left off. And you can join me on Canadian Home Invasion Simulator. My name is Ronan for Ronan Plays Games. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you all on the next episode. Ciao.